one of the most important elements of being a value investor and looking for convexity is understanding the concept of time arbitrage. That's what we are doing as convexity investors. We're looking for time arbitrage, basically patience. But there's three elements that are most important, the three most important ingredients to having something which is time arbitrage. The first of the three most important things is the company or the security has to be undervalued. That goes without saying in any kind of investing, but specifically arbitraging the time between the future when we're going to get paid and right now. So the stock has to be cheap. You've done the analysis to capture in your model that the business is trading at a discount to intrinsic value. So that's number one. It has to be undervalued. Number two, it has to be underappreciated. Now, this is different. I want to make a distinction between undervalued and underappreciated. Right? A stock can be undervalued, trading at a lower multiple than you think it's worth. But that might be fully understood by the market, and the news that comes out about the company could be fully and well communicated by the market. The thing here is that good news that adds value to the company is ignored. So you'll see something that comes out, maybe it's a new product announcement where you know that doubles the value of the business, or a new contract. Even more importantly, you can actually calculate how much this means to the business, and the stock does not move. That in and of itself is value that's underappreciated, right? The mining company discovers a brand new mine and announces exactly how many ounces of gold are in the ground, and you could calculate it, but the stock doesn't react, and in fact, and sometimes it goes down. That's number two, underappreciated. So we've got number one, undervalued, number two, underappreciated, and number three, there has to be a gap in time, right? So right now you're saying, okay, I found a stock that's 50% undervalued. I find that whenever good news is announced that can clearly enhance the value of the business, the stock doesn't go up. All you've got left is time. So when do you give up and start to say the market is never going to recognize the value that's been accorded to the business? Well, that's where patience comes in. And that's where, if you've done number one, where you consider and calculated the stock is undervalued, that's where you start to get in the long run the best returns, right? A 50% undervaluation is a double if that value is realized at a certain time. Now, if that time is 10 years, that isn't such a great investment. If that's 10 months, even in this environment where people seem to be getting paid very quickly on certain stocks, I think patience is important. If you stick with me, I'm going to tell you the bonus, number four, which is things that close the gap. Activism. Sometimes you'll see with severely undervalued companies where the catalysts are ignored, an activist investor come along. That often a letter is written to a company that is severely undervalued, and people have stopped rewarding the stock for good business performance, and along come people who nudge it along. They take a position in the stock, and they say to management, "This is what we think should happen." So oftentimes, to unlock value, an activist comes along to help the situation. So, three things: they need to be undervalued, they need to be underappreciated, and you need to have some time ahead. That's time arbitrage.